हमारे राष्ट्रगीत वंदे मातरम के 150 साल होने जा रहे हैं। 1905 में जब अंग्रेजों ने बंगाल का विभाजन किया, उसके प्रतिरोध में वंदे मातरम हर देशवासी का स्वर बन गया।
Born of the pen of Bankim Chandra Chattopadhyay, a deputy collector in British India, author, freedom fighter, Vande Mataram is more than a hymn. It became the voice of the soil of the Indian nation. Bankim described the nation as a mother and imagined all of us Indians as her children. He first published it in 1882 in his novel Anandamath. However, the song plunged into the heart of every freedom fighter when Guru Rabindranath Tagore recited the poem at the 12th Annual Congress session in 1896. In 1905, when the British sowed the seeds of divide and rule with the partition of Bengal, Vande Mataram became the voice of resistance, the words of unity and the chant for freedom. But our national song's journey was marked by battles, not all physical, woven in the nationalist tapestry with a thread of discord. In 1937, some members of the Muslim League and Congress objected to later stanzas of Vande Mataram. The original stanzas drew inspiration from Vedic imagery of Maa Durga.
उस समय कांग्रेस के एक बड़े नेता ने, जिन्होंने 1923 में वंदे मातरम गाने से इनकार कर दिया था, कांग्रेस के अध्यक्ष के रूप में रहते हुए, और जब वह अंतिम समय उनका आया तो उन्होंने इच्छा व्यक्त की थी कि मेरी इच्छा है कि मैं यरूशलेम में मरूं। बाबा साहब ने तब एक टिप्पणी की थी कि जो व्यक्ति भारत की धरती पर पैदा होकर के भारत की सुविधा का उपभोग करके भारत की धरती को पवित्र न मानता हो, उस व्यक्ति के द्वारा दिए जाने वाले वक्तव्य कभी भारतवासियों के हित में नहीं हो सकते।
Subsequently, as pressure mounted, the Congress passed a resolution in 1937 to only sing the first two stanzas of Vande Mataram, which referred to the nation only as a mother but not as a goddess.
जो काम अंग्रेज नहीं कर पाए, वो काम कांग्रेस ने कर दिया। कांग्रेस ने मजहबी आधार पर वंदे मातरम के एक हिस्से को ही हटा दिया, यानी कांग्रेस ने समाज को भी बांटा और अंग्रेजों के एजेंडे को भी आगे बढ़ाया। और मैं आज एक बात बहुत जिम्मेदारी से कह रहा हूं, जिस दिन कांग्रेस ने वंदे मातरम को तोड़ने का, काटने का, विभाजित करने का फैसला लिया था, उसी दिन कांग्रेस ने भारत के विभाजन की नींव डाल दी थी। कांग्रेस ने वो पाप नहीं किया होता तो आज भारत की तस्वीर कुछ और होती।
देश की आजादी की लड़ाई में जब कांग्रेस अंग्रेजों के खिलाफ लड़ रही थी, जो नेतृत्व में कांग्रेस के सभी शामिल थे उसमें जिस तरह, और भारतीय जनता पार्टी का मातृ संगठन अंग्रेजों का साथ दे रहा था, आज वंदे मातरम का उनको याद आ गई है।
Right-leaning analyst Shubhastra says this reflects the ideology of the Congress party, which is anti-Hindu.
Look, there is a clear historical record that exists. The Congress Working Committee in 1937 formally adopted Vande Mataram as the national song, but restricted it to the first two stanzas, omitting the rest. Now, this talks a lot about the kind of ideology that the Congress wanted to propagate from the beginning. The early Congress leadership, particularly under Jawaharlal Nehru and Maulana Abul Kalam Azad, they argued that Anand Math, the novel from which Vande Mataram actually comes from, had Hindu iconography and references to goddess motherland as Bhavani or Durga, the later stanzas reveal that. I think it is precisely because of this reference to Bhavani and Durga that Congress leadership raised a problem then. It was mainly done to avoid alienating a section of Muslim League leadership, which Congress preemptively diluted these supreme central cultural expressions of the freedom struggle. It also goes on to show that they have always preferred appeasement over accommodation instead of cultivating plural ownership of a civilizational grammar, of civilizational symbols that sort of resonates with all of us. And in order to do so, Congress truncated the symbol itself.
When asked Tausif, a left-leaning voice, on was Congress's decision to adopt only the first two stanzas a pragmatic constitutional compromise, he pinned the blame on BJP, saying it was an attempt by the government to create a divide.
BJP, by raising questions now over by measuring both the Jana Gana Mana and Vande Mataram, is trying to create a dispute. Is trying to divide people, because that's what BJP does. BJP is challenging the collective wisdom of the Constituent Assembly. That Constituent Assembly, which composed of the stalwarts of the nation, the freedom fighters of the nation, who then decided that Jana Gana Mana will be the national anthem of the country and Vande Mataram will be the national song of the country.
The friction began even before independence and continues till date. The legacy of Congress's resolution that diluted but did not erase the question still shapes the debate. As the winter session of the parliament enters its second week, the Lok Sabha is poised for a landmark discussion tomorrow on the 150th anniversary of Vande Mataram, India's iconic national song.
अब तो सदन चल रहा है और सहमति भी बनी है और अब तो मुझे लगता है कि सोमवार को वंदे मातरम पे चर्चा भी।
The total allocation of 20 hours across both houses reflects the government's push to elevate Vande Mataram's stature, which Prime Minister Modi has described as not merely a word. It is a mantra, an energy, a dream, a solemn resolve that instills confidence and courage.
वंदे मातरम बहुत महत्वपूर्ण है। हमारा आज़ादी के लड़ाई में वंदे मातरम नारा लगा करके अंग्रेज़ों के विरोध में संघर्ष किया है और 150 साल पूरा किया है। बंकिम चंद्र चट्टोपाध्याय जी का जब ये वंदे मातरम का लिखने का कार्य किया, उसका 150 साल पूरा हुआ है। ये पूरा देश मानता है, ये पॉलिटिकल एजेंडा नहीं है, कोई पॉलिटिकल इशू नहीं है।
Till today, demand for the full Vande Mataram continues, even as some leaders from school debates to parliament publicly refuse to sing it, citing faith or conscience.
मैं पढ़ नहीं सकता। मेरे मजहब में, मेरे रिलीजन में ये कहा गया है कि अल्लाह जिसने ज़मीन बनाई, आसमान बनाया, सूरज बनाए, चांद बनाए, इंसान बनाए, सारी दुनिया बनाए, हम उसके अलावा किसी के आगे सर नहीं झुका सकते।
जिनको भारत का आज़ादी स्वीकार नहीं है, अखंडता स्वीकार नहीं है, वंदे मातरम स्वीकार नहीं है, उनको भारत में रहने का कोई अधिकार नहीं है।
150 years on, Vande Mataram's resonance still shakes stadiums, schoolyards, and soldiers' camp. as Prime Minister Modi opens the 150-year legacy debate on the question of can BJP propose to restore the full anthem's reverberance and counter leftist historical revisions. Here's what right-leaning voice Shubhastra said.
The BJP can move beyond the rhetorical celebration and adopt a cultural constitutional strategy that recenters Vande Mataram in national memory. Maybe it can commission a scholarly, multilingual, critical edition of Vande Mataram, which will restore the text not just as a patriotic song but also as a key work in Bengali literary modernity, countering this whole narrative that it is majoritarian. Most leftist critiques treat the Vande Mataram through the lens of only through a communal lens. Now, a BJP-led initiative could foreground how this song was catalyzed the Swadeshi movement, how it shaped the anti-colonial mobilization, and how it served as a unifying chant across caste and linguistic boundaries.
With Prime Minister Modi leading the debate, will this become genuine historical reckoning on the anthem's evolution? Here's what the left thinks.
Prime Minister Modi is heavily misguided in leading this kind of debate, which only divides people. Why is BJP time and again hell-bent on advising the Prime Minister on speaking on issues which only divide people and which only insults our freedom fighter? The national anthem was adopted in Constituent Assembly in 1950, composed of the then high and mighty of the country, the then freedom fighter of the country. Now, so many years later, we are questioning the decision that was made in the Constituent Assembly. Yes, now Parliament, in Parliament, Prime Minister Modi has the majority. He will do whatever he can. He can pass any resolution, any bill. But are we on the right track by raising these kind of issues?
From Mahatma Gandhi's prayer gatherings to Subhas Bose's Azad Hind Fauj, from Tagore's voice to Lata Mangeshkar's, Vande Mataram endures a forever emotion for India. The winter session running till December 19 will shift to electoral reforms post-debate, with Prime Minister Modi likely intervening. For now, all eyes are on tomorrow's session where Vande Mataram, a unifying anthem of resistance, takes center stage in the world's largest democracy.